massive game, I guess, this Friday night. Do you kind of look at it as a do or die kind of thing?
Feels like every game in AFLW is do or die. It's still, like, obviously 12 games this year is awesome. Technically we're 3/4 of the way through our season, so yeah, it's obviously very important. And I think a team who came into the competition at the same time as us, and someone who I think we've already built a pretty decent rivalry with early days, so very much looking forward to it.
What were the key learnings from the weekend?
As much as the scoreboard says one thing, I think if anyone watched us play, you would have seen some significant growth in our group, and certainly through the telly in South Australia, you don't see how hot and humid those conditions are. So as much as the scoreboard blew out, I thought our group was really strong and pushed the Lions to play the best footy they've played this year. And it did blow out towards the back end of that game, which we've seen happen a number of times this season. But I was really pleased with the way our group went about it, and that's been a core part of what we're doing this year, is how we go about things, not just the results. And we'd love the results to have been going different ways for us this year so far, but certainly the method and how we show up for each other has been really impressive, particularly against the Lions in that heat. So yeah, I think we've learnt plenty.
How's Piper?
Yeah, Piper unfortunately had pretty significant head knock, so the concussion is one thing, and also had to have surgery on a fractured cheekbone. So poor kid's had a really rough run this season, between syndesmosis surgery from an early injury in round one, and then getting back and having that again, and almost the re-injury of the syndesmosis a couple of weeks ago, and now the fractured cheekbone. It probably couldn't have been a worse year for her, and she's been really resilient. But yeah, feeling for her this week.
Will you get Abby back?
Abby's looking really good, so that's a massive positive for us. I think if the Lions game had been a final, we may have pushed her. But she certainly just needed a short week to get that right. So she's looking really good this week.
Sim sort of mentioned at the start, but the importance of this week, and we've started to get to the calculations of needing to win.
Yeah.
How big is it in terms of your whole season?
Yeah, it's certainly important, but I think, again, the how we go about things has been front of mind, certainly since day one pre-season for us, and how we show up and how we continue to show growth on each game is important. And I think if we're able to do that, the process will look after the results for us.
Pride round as well, I guess. How special is it
Yeah.
for you and the group?
Yeah, Pride round is incredible. I think not just for our team, but also for AFLW, and you've seen some incredible content across all clubs and even AFL Women's this week. And if anything, it just highlights the importance of inclusion and how much sport can do for society, and I think it's a really special time to celebrate that.
Will Julia play this year?
We're hoping so. She's still got a couple of boxes to tick, but certainly getting right towards the back end of the year for us.
Against Hawthorn, they're such a good side. What's the keys to getting past them?
Yeah, Hawthorn have shown plenty of promise. They've obviously got a couple of injury challenges as well at the moment, so I think Wales is an important part of their side. We see Lucas Rod getting a fair bit of footy off half-back for them, and Fleming's been an incredible player this season as well. So yeah, there's a couple of players there you keep an eye on, but some recent history against them in the finals last year, where they were no doubt the strongest side across 4 quarters, and we were able to piece together a really dominant last quarter against them. So we also take learning out of that game.
I wanted to mention that the recent history. Is their feeling still there, or can you put that to one side and just concentrate on 1 week at a time?
We certainly just focus on us at the moment. I think there's enough for us to focus on within what we do, and certainly the growth and the way we showed up against the Lions last week was something we used to springboard into Friday night.
Loz, can you talk to us a little bit about Ash Woodland's move from the forward line into the midfield? She obviously dominated on the weekend with 25 disposals and 11 inside 50s. How pleased are you with that move and her performance this season?
Yeah, I don't think Ash's season should be underrated, and the group around her as well. Matilda's come on in leaps and bounds, and I was pretty bullish post-game, and I'll continue to do that around the conversation for her as All-Australian. I don't think there's been a better ruck so far this year, and certainly a ruck that can hit the scoreboard. But for Ash, yeah, like someone who's been league-leading goal kicker in a past life, still only mid-20s, and taken on enormous responsibility as an important midfielder for us, and continues to get better each week. So yeah, really pleased for her. She certainly had her game face on pre-game against the Lions, and you could see there was a big game coming. So looking forward to seeing how she uses that as a platform in the back end of this year, and shout out to the mids around her as well. I think Goody, coming from a wing and going inside as well, has been really important. yeah, I think there's enormous promise for our group, and Ash is at the forefront of that.
And it's the last home game here at Alberton, so Friday night game,
Yeah.
night under lights. How excited are you leading into tomorrow night?
Yeah, we can't wait. I think our group loves Friday night games or night games to any level, and last time we played here was against the Doggies in a night game as well. So yeah, we're looking forward to having our people get around us again. Pride round Friday night at Alberton, and looking like a pretty nice night too for weather-wise. So really looking forward to it.
And then just looking ahead to next week, we've obviously got the showdown. How will you look to sort of turn around quickly and start preparing for that?
Yeah, certainly worry about just the Hawks for now, and then worry about the showdown when we need to. Certainly look forward to that, but Friday night is forefront against the Hawks.